Ladies, if a man has nothing to offer you apart from love, run in the other direction as fast as you can. And yes, men should be competing for you. If you don't have one of these, you are not officially taken off the dating market.
You know what's crazy? People still don't get this simple truth. You can't make someone love you just by being good to them. Before we dive in, drop a comment. Are modern men more delusional, or is it the ladies? Hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what we expose next. Now, let's be real for a second. When he said, enjoy your time while it's good and move on when it's over, that hit deep because that's the reality most people can't. Except relationships today aren't built to last. They're built for convenience, for validation, for what you can offer right now. And the part that stings the most, he's right. A lot of women are constantly scanning for a bigger, better deal. Not necessarily because they're evil, but because our culture teaches them to never settle, to always upgrade, to always keep options open. It's the side effect of social media, dating apps, and a generation raised on self-love over loyalty. So while men are giving loyalty, time, and commitment, many don't realize they're just renting affection until a better offer shows up. That's why the line, it's just your turn, bro, hits so hard. Because in today's dating world, permanence has been replaced by temporary attention. This isn't bitterness, it's reality. And the sooner men understand it, the less they'll chase fantasy and the more they'll protect their peace. Now, let's check out what real people have been experiencing, because the stories lately say it all.
Signs that your girl may be cheating on you, okay? Again, this is not surefire. There may be other excuses, or other things going on, but these are 4 signs. Number 1 is that they become more secretive. They become more private about their phone, about their Instagram, about their Facebook, who they talking to, who they spending time with. That's a sign. Number 2, they become more suspicious about what you've got going on. And you know your patterns haven't changed. Okay? That's a sign. Number 3 is that they start wanting more alone time, more girl time out of nowhere. It's like, normally she would go out once in a while, but now she's trying to go out all the time and not be spending time with you. And she doesn't have her phone on her. Her phone's off while she's out. Yeah, that's a sign. Number 4, this is another sign, is that she starts inserting doubts and saying, oh, I don't think this relationship is going to work because you do this or you do that. Just starting to find nitpick about negative things about y'all relationship dynamic that she hasn't done before.
See, this right here is the harsh reality nobody warns men about until it's too late. A man can give decades of loyalty, stability, and financial sacrifice and still end up starting from scratch in his 50s. He spent 20 years paying for a home, built something solid long before she came along. Then one day, she cheats, moves out, and within 2 weeks, she's got new keys, new papers, and a lawyer. Think about that. While he's processing betrayal, she's already in next chapter mode. And the legal system, it doesn't care who built what. It just divides everything down the middle, like effort and loyalty mean nothing. That's why men call it a system designed to punish commitment, because in a breakup, emotions may fade, but the bills, lawyers, and settlements, those stay very real. He said he was lucky to walk away with only losing $45,000 shy of half. Imagine that, losing almost half your life's work and calling it lucky. That tells you how stacked the system is. When he said, the woman you marry isn't the same woman you divorce, that line cuts deep because it's true love under pressure reveals character. The same person who once cried at the altar can turn cold, strategic, and transactional when things fall apart. 13 years gone, a lifetime investment wiped out, and yet society tells men to just get over it. The truth, men like him aren't bitter, they're wiser. They've seen what happens when you build without protection. When you assume loyalty guarantees fairness, it doesn't. That's why his final words hit harder than anything else. You've been warned.
We all know that men cheat. We've heard it dozens of times. But we normally don't ever get a chance to hear a man forgiving his wife for infidelity. So, Keith,
Yes.
I'm going to jump right in. What made you forgive her?
The main thing that made me forgive was really just like I always saw my parents go through different things growing up, but I also had the opportunity to see them work through it. And so seeing that, okay, yeah, it may not be the same as somebody just having an everyday argument or anything like that, but recognizing that this is the person that I said my vows to, that we made this covenant not only between ourselves, but with God. This is somebody that I already said I'll be willing to work through things for better or for worse.
Yes.
And this is just one of those things that falls into the worst category, but we made these vows. I want to try and work this out. And so I had to make that decision with God. And
This one right here, it's a perfect example of how reality always circles back. A man in his 40s marries a woman 20 years younger, maybe thinking he's building something meaningful, maybe believing maturity and stability would keep things grounded. But the age gap doesn't protect you from betrayal. She stepped out, and then, when caught, she said, "Let's have a child. It'll ground me." Let that sink in. Not "I'm sorry," not "let's rebuild trust," but "let's have a baby," as if a child is a bandage for broken character. That's not love. That's emotional manipulation disguised as redemption. And he did what most men are too afraid to do. He drew the line. He said no, told her to move out, and filed for divorce. Because once that boundary's crossed, there's no coming back. Respect can't be rebuilt where trust has been burned to ash. Fast forward a few years now, she's got 3 kids with a man who's been cheating on her for years. The same behavior she once justified, she's now enduring. And the irony, she calls him back not to reconcile, but to use him as an emotional tampon, to dump her pain on the same man she betrayed. And even admits, "This is my karma for what I did to you." That right there is poetic justice. Not because he wanted her to suffer, but because life has a way of teaching lessons pride refuses to learn. Men, this is why you never chase what disrespected you. You stand firm, heal, and move forward. Because eventually, the mask always falls, and the truth always comes home.
Some pizza, and check this out. Your wife is a cheater. Are you kidding me? And then look at this. Open me. What this is. I left proof where your wife gets wet. So I'm guessing that's gonna be in the shower. So we're gonna try to do this without waking her up. You're joking with me. Man to man, you deserve to see. In the toilet, it will be. What? Where she likes it deep. Check underneath where she sleeps. Hey, babe.
Hey, what are you doing?
Just coming to wake you up. We gotta
I was
leave soon.
napping.
I know, but we have to leave soon.
Where are we going?
Let's go. Let's get up. Come on, grab me.
This story shows exactly how pain can either destroy you or shape you into something stronger. He was young, only 22, dating a beautiful 19-year-old at that age. Most guys are still learning what loyalty really looks like. She moved out on her own and asked him to come along, but something felt off. One night, curiosity turned into clarity. He checked her phone, and what he found shattered his trust. She'd been hanging out with other men behind his back, not even during the breakup stage. But right in the middle of those, we're getting serious talks. That kind of betrayal hits different. It's not just about jealousy, it's about masculine betrayal. That moment when you realize you were building something with someone who was never building with you, but instead of letting it break him, he used it as fuel. Every man reaches that crossroads. Become bitter or become better. He chose the second one. And just when life tested him again, discovering that his ex-wife was having an affair with one of his own friends, he stayed calm. Didn't yell, didn't beg, didn't break. He hired a private investigator, got the proof, and handled it like a man who'd already learned the lesson. When she got served and lost her composure, that was the moment he took his power back. Because revenge isn't screaming or slamming doors. Real revenge is peace, progress, and precision. That's why his closing words say everything. Don't get mad. Get your mind right and get out. It's not about hating women. It's about understanding the game. Emotions make you lose control. Discipline makes you unstoppable.
Right, y'all. Here are some strategies women use to cover up cheating. You ready? Let's get into it. They start to hide their phone. Start arguments over random stuff. Avoids intimacy, or the intimacy is lacking. They become emotionally distant, more secretive. Starts to choose to hang out with friends.
This right here is the part nobody talks about. The silent pressure men live under when everything starts falling apart. He's not exaggerating when he says the system is against him, because when a man senses something's wrong in his marriage, maybe betrayal, maybe manipulation, he can't react emotionally. He has to play it like chess, calm, strategic, calculated, because one wrong move, one angry word, and the whole system will paint him as the villain. He's sitting there, heartbreaking, thinking about his kids, the mortgage, the years he's invested, but he has to bury those feelings deep just to survive what's coming. That's not strength by choice. That's strength by necessity. Meanwhile, if the roles were reversed, if she caught him cheating, she'd have the world behind her in an instant. Friends, family, lawyers, the internet, all ready to say, "You go, girl." No questions asked, no context needed, just instant sympathy. But when it's the man who's been betrayed, he gets silence, or worse, blame. Society treats male pain like an inconvenience, as if betrayal only hurts one gender. That's the insanity he's talking about. A world that tells men to protect, provide, and lead, but denies them the right to break, to cry, to feel human when they're destroyed. And that's why so many men go quiet, not because they don't feel, but because the moment they show emotion, they lose the little control they have left. It's not fair, it's not balanced, but it's real. And until people start acknowledging that male pain is real pain, the cycle will keep repeating, men suffering in silence while the world only hears one side of the story.
Get married and become a father and go, oh, shoot. Okay, I didn't know it was going to take all of this. Game time. Let me try to figure this out. Let me try to see if I can do this and do that and get the card and do this and love her more and balance all this. Women, we chew and we're like, our idea and our fairy tale is you are Prince Charming, honey. And then we try to get you to fit Prince Charming. And the more you don't fit it, the more y'all end up in my office going, but he doesn't do this. Well, has he ever did it? No, but I always just thought my husband was your husband or this man. So are you getting to know who you with? Or are you making this man fit this fairy tale ideology that doesn't even exist anyways? And so women come and lead with fit this, or you have no value. Men come in and go, all right, I'm here and I'm going to learn how to be the best I can for you. And then women do what? You're taking too long. You're not getting there because you haven't fit the box of the fairy tale. They almost always have an amazing husband. But because his amazingness doesn't fit her idea of amazing, guess what? He ain't shit to her. So because he don't fit your tone of red.
Here's the hard truth that most people refuse to admit. Society has flipped love on its head. It's no longer about connection, trust, or partnership. It's about commodities. Relationships today are measured in value, performance, and what you can offer right now. What have you done for me lately? Isn't just a joke. It's the unspoken mantra of modern dating and marriage. Men aren't valued for who they are. They're valued for what they provide, what they fix, or how well they fit a constantly moving standard of desirable, and the cost. Too many men literally put themselves in an early grave trying to mold themselves into versions their partners want, chasing ideals instead of authenticity. They grind, sacrifice, and stretch themselves thin, all while losing sight of their own identity. The solution isn't complicated. He said it plainly. Ladies, get back to nurturing. That simple shift, nurturing over critiquing, partnership over transactional exchanges, could save lives, marriages, and men's mental health. Because when you feel genuinely supported, seen, and respected, the need to overperform fades. At the end of the day, love isn't a ledger. It's a two-way street. And until society remembers that, men will keep burning themselves out chasing illusions, and women will keep wondering why the men they want seem unavailable. It's time to rethink the paradigm before more people pay the price.
Birthday, what is you doing?
I don't care. Your birthday is a regular day. You was born today. Happy birthday. That's it. I told you happy birthday when 12 hit, and that was that. I told you happy birthday. What you want me to do? Bow down to you? Like, what you want me to do? That's your problem. You think everybody owe you something, and that's no. Here.
You just took off your wedding ring?
Did I just say I don't want to be with you no more? Why would I keep it on? You want the watch you bought me too? You can have that.
Are you fucking serious?
Why are you cussing at me? I don't understand why you're cussing.
What the is your problem?
Okay. So now you're getting mad.
At least you could have thanked the whole day during my birthday to make me feel good, okay, on my birthday, and then break it with me tomorrow.
What? That's even worse. That's even worse.
No, Liz, I'm just
We
saying.
are grown adults. We can't
But you gonna
communicate.
focus on my birthday.
We can't communicate.
But on my birthday.
Who cares about your birthday? I don't know why you keep saying that.
Okay, so that was born. I could have celebrated my birthday with my family or friends or somebody.
But you don't even mess with them.
Mess with who?
Your family and friends. Whatever. I don't even care about you or your family or what chalk going on.
So we don't care about my family no more either?
They ain't my family. They yours.
Here's one of those lines that hits harder than any angry rant ever could. She showed you her true self. Think about that for a second. The universe just handed you clarity. Not pain disguised as love, not heartbreak disguised as commitment, but pure, unfiltered truth. That's the best birthday present ever. Why? Because now you see her for who she really is. No illusions, no excuses. The advice here is simple but powerful. Let go. Stop clinging to what could have been or what you hoped she'd become. Let go and make space for someone who actually treats you with respect, loyalty, and love the way you were meant to be treated from the start. It's funny how sometimes the hardest thing to accept, the ending of something, turns out to be the biggest blessing. Pain becomes a compass. Betrayal becomes a filter. And suddenly, the universe has cleared the path for something real. So remember, the gift isn't the heartbreak. It's the truth it reveals and the freedom it creates to finally attract what you actually deserve.
Hypergamous, for her to be happy, for her to wake up in the morning and look at the guy and be like, yeah, this is the best that I can do. Because that's all that hypergamy is. You want to look at your boyfriend, you want to get a text from him and read it and think to yourself, yeah, this guy's like the man, right? As soon as you look at that guy and you're like, he's not anymore, then that's when women tend to wander. There's a lot of guys that obsess with hypergamy and women will never be loyal to you and blah, blah, blah because of it. But it's a loser's mindset and they generally take the wrong approach. If you recognize that women want to be with the best version of a male that they can possibly get, why not be that guy? Why not learn how to make money? Why not stop being fat? Why not develop some style? You can go right down the list of all those things, right? Like be the guy that she wants.
Hypergamy is satisfied when you are not there. This is the point that I want to get across. She can't value the safety, the security, the protection, and the guidance that a masculine man brings to the table unless she knows what it feels like to not have it. Think about that for a second. If she doesn't know what it feels like to not have it, if she doesn't know what it feels like to miss it, she can't value you. You're always there, you're too available. If a masculine man is calm, stoic, sure of himself, self-reliant, and needs nobody, okay? She doesn't know this unless you prove it to her and constantly demonstrate it over and over. She doesn't know that you have these traits. It's not like she can just look at you and know. These are internal high-value traits. You're going to have to demonstrate them. How do you demonstrate them? By
You realize why a lot of women are single. So when you look at yourself, what would you say you need to improve when you're dealing with the opposite gender?
Nothing. Shit, I don't think there's any flaws. I don't really have any flaws. What I need to improve?
Yes.
Probably his timing.
What? Your timing or his timing?
His timing.
What the fuck? It's about you though.
Oh,
you need
what do I
to,
need to
yeah, what do you need to improve?
I don't know.
You see how she jumped straight to you?
Cheating. Cheating, it's been universally condemned for centuries. Across cultures, religions, and societies. Betrayal of trust in a partnership was always seen as a line you just don't cross. But here's the kicker. Today's cheating is on a whole new level. It's not just a secret fling or a moment of weakness. It's systematic, calculated, and often leaves men financially, emotionally, and socially devastated. A man can give years of loyalty, stability, and investment, only to have it all obliterated because someone he trusted chose instant gratification over commitment. And it's not just about the act itself, it's the ripple effect. Careers, families, homes, and mental health all take the hit. These aren't isolated heartbreaks, they're life-altering catastrophes that happen quietly, with men often forced to bear the blame or remain silent to protect their families. This isn't moral panic, it's reality. And the stories we're seeing today, they're proof that the consequences of modern betrayal go far beyond the bedroom. They can ruin lives, shatter trust, and leave scars that never fully heal. The lesson? Cheating isn't just about dishonesty. In today's world, it's a weapon, and men are learning the hard way how destructive it can be.
Hypergamy is kind of like an evolutionary theory that women will monkey branch socioeconomically across or up only, and that if they're in a position where they could monkey branch up is most often the time they would leave you. A strong, stoic, not very emotional, understands what he wants, is very direct, takes the lead, opens the doors, takes the male role fully. And a man that understands why that's so important is a man that has a really good opportunity, a really good